Hello, friends, and not yet friends. Welcome back to Mary's Test Kitchen, ending my almost year-long hiatus with your favorite What I Ate Wednesday. Vegan, of course, as always. And with me having way too much difficulty trying to open this packet of tofu. If you have some, you could probably cook along with me as the other ingredients are mainly basic vegan pantry items. Once you rustle your tofu out of there, depending on your bread, slice the tofu into appropriate sizes. This one's kind of wide, but not so thick, so I could only get 2 slices, even though I usually get 4 out of the brand or the variety I usually buy, but I don't know. Anyways, use that information how you like. As you've seen the title of this dish, the next bit is wholly unnecessary, but I was originally planning on fried tofu sandwiches, for which you really want to pat the sides as dry as possible. But in any case, make sure to pat that tofu, tell them they are very good tofus, treat them with tender care and love, and they will love you back. Now for the yolk sauce. Put your pot on the stove. Add a 1/4 cup of water and check out my new measuring cups. Aren't they cute? And add a teaspoon of cornstarch and a bit of turmeric, which I definitely add a touch too much of because we want color but not too much flavor. So that was my little oopsie. So if you find yourself in the same situation and you wonder if you should scoop out that excess, yes, just do that. Do not stir it in just because you already turned on the heat and you need to get stirring, otherwise you're going to get lumps. Basically, my advice is to not cook and film at the same time. It really isn't effective. Anyways, you've got to cook and stir at the same time until it gets thick. And if that's too much coordination for the first thing in the morning, you can totally do this in the microwave. Now we've got to tone down this color and add more flavor. First, with some Miyoko's butter, which I only got because it was on sale. I mean, like, it's good stuff, but damn, it's $11, dude. And if you want, add some mayo for added creamy effect. Then salt, and for that distinct eggy sulfur flavor, black salt, aka Kala Namak, which if you didn't already know, you can buy it at Indian grocery stores, or if you're lucky like me, Superstore has it in their spice section now, at least in my local store here in Calgary. Now my yolk sauce is ready, and last minute I contemplated doing a poached version, so instead I asked you on Instagram because I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, which I immediately regretted because I was getting hungry and I didn't really want to wait for you. But anyways, you know how it turned out. So to your pot, add salt and water, preferably already boiled while you were prepping, and the slices of tofu to heat through. And that's it. Afterwards, they are delicate, so I do my best to gently lift them out and onto a clean, absorbent kitchen towel, and then pat them and thank them for being such good tofus and not breaking apart. And now on to the rest of the sandwich. The trouble with making food, not just for myself, but for the camera, is that I get picky about things that I wouldn't normally get picky about. Like, this sandwich should have been perfect, but I wasn't too happy with the toastiness level of the bread. Up until then, I wasn't sure whether I was going to make just 1 or 2 sandwiches since it's only me on this day, but I had to do the second, if only for the toastiness. And that requires more vegan butter. You've got to be careful with the black salt. Less is more, but sometimes more is more. And that, my friend, is a darn good poached tofu eggy sandwich. Tell me, would you make this too? The poached version or the fried version? Or none at all? You can be brutally honest. Anyways, I planned to eat only one, but the first one was so delicious I ended up having both. And during most of the panorama, I haven't been really doing lunch, so a nice big breakfast suits me just fine. For dinner, I again took to Instagram to ask you what I should make. Yes, I did not learn my lesson, but luckily, y'all picked the thing I was already leaning towards anyways. First, let's make some chili, cauliflower chili. I didn't really know what I was doing, to be honest. I just grabbed some bits and bobs from the fridge that looked chili appropriate and diced them up. Plus, I had to use this cauliflower, which was getting a little past its prime, if you know what I mean. But again, it's only me on this day, so this little hunk was more than enough. Now onto the stove. First, I sauteed the shallot and added minced garlic, about a teaspoon, maybe 1.5. After a couple of minutes on medium-high heat, I add mushrooms and, of course, salt. Each of these ingredients has to go in and become reduced, so it's going to take a little while. Alright, that's pretty reduced. I have room for more stuff. So I'm going to go in with the cauliflower and tomatoes. Cauliflower. Let's do cauliflower first. A little salt in that too. You want to salt on every step. I heard that somewhere and it's just kind of stuck. It's tasting good. This is as done as I want my cauliflower. Before adding my spices and tomato paste, I made a little room and added butter. Mostly so my spices have somewhere to go. A tablespoon of chili powder. Is that too much? It might be. Maybe 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Just frying the tomato paste just a tad and waking up the spices. Alright, before those spices burn, mix them up. Fold in everything else. Some room for our tomatoes. Do salt once more. I'm going to hit it with some onion powder. And that's probably not enough. I'll put more later. Garlic powder, just a little bit this time. Cayenne. Some black pepper. I'm running out, so I'm not using too much. I need some of this for something else I'm doing. And I don't want to go to the store. I'm going to add a little bit of red wine vinegar to this. I already added a tiny touch of water to loosen things up. I'm just going to incorporate this red wine vinegar, and I think that'll be it. If I was eating this on its own, say, I would add a lot more like vegetable broth. But this is going on top of chili dogs, so I am going to leave it chunky like this. That's it. It's good. If you haven't tried this sauce yet, my gosh, you really have to. I soaked these cashews the night before, so they are super plump and really easy to blend. But if you don't think ahead like I did, you can just kind of boil them on the stove for like 10 minutes, and they should be just fine. Roasted red pepper adds a savory flavor and a lot of color. Then I add red wine vinegar for its flavor and its tang. Nutritional yeast, of course, adds a cheesy flavor as long as you add just the right amount, not too much. 2 tablespoons of melted vegan butter or butter-flavored coconut oil, which adds a smooth mouthfeel and that little bit of dairy-like flavor, which just adds to the perfection of this cheese sauce. a touch more tang from lemon juice, and usually I add a touch of maple syrup, but I was out. So instead, I chose a scant teaspoon of monk fruit erythritol sweetener, I hope I'm saying that right, and a big pinch of fenugreek leaves, which smell a lot like maple syrup. Why would you need maple flavor in a cheese sauce? Just trust me and go with it. Making vegan ingredients taste like non-vegan stuff is like math with flavors, it just all adds up. Add a little garlic or garlic powder, not too much. Teaspoon of Dijon mustard. If you don't have Dijon, you can use regular, but Dijon is better. Finally, a little white pepper, and you're about to see the best vegan cheese sauce come to life. It's like a grown-up, zestier version of the childhood Cheez Whiz we used to know and love. Except I forgot the salt. No problem. I added it afterwards and blended it again, and now it's perfect. Night and day difference, I tell ya. So tangy, so rich, so smooth. It is amazing on, well, like everything ever on Earth. Could make dirt taste good. Well, theoretically. And finally, I got this new cast iron. I normally grill these dudes outside, but it was like hella windy. So this just did like fine, as you can see. Time to load her up. I mean, look at that. There's no neat way to do this. And I don't know how I'm going to eat this with my hands. Maybe this is a knife and fork kind of hot dog situation. Well, I can't say that it is the most aesthetic chili cheese dog, but maybe we can... Wow, this looks ugly. Put a little greenery, some sausage decor. I mean, cilantro. Cilantro will add a nice fresh flavor anyways too. There you go. And how am I going to eat this? Let's take pictures first. This was pretty challenging to eat, let me tell you, but really delicious. You can't go wrong with Beyond Meat sausages, and the chili was the perfect blend of savory and spicy, for me anyways. Plus, it feels good to get my cruciferous veg in, especially as I have been seriously slacking in that area as of late. And this cheese sauce, I'm so happy I have this whole jar to use for the week. Something about being stocked up on what I regard as my basic items in the fridge. It is a good, safe feeling, And friends, I think we need those small comforts, don't we? What are your small comforts? Let me know in the comments below. And that's it. Well, except for this Daiya ice cream, but it was nothing exciting to be honest. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel and watching all the way to the end. You really mean so much to me. I appreciate you spending your time here, especially when you have so many options on YouTube. And I hope you got something out of this video, whether it was food ideas or just a relaxing time. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, which highly helps me out with the algorithm, especially as I have been away so long. So you know what they say about your channel dying if you don't post. Well, anyways, let's raise it back to life. I shall see you again next week. Bye for now.